This boring website gets over 10 million visits per month by doing one very simple thing: unscrambling words. And there are thousands of utility websites online that solve one specific problem for visitors. It can be a mortgage calculator, or calculator.net, or the website ilovepdf.com. And those websites get a ton of views and they place advertisements on their websites, and with that they can make money. So when it comes to advertisements, you can get pay per click, it's called PPC, or you can get revenue per 1,000 views, it's called RPM. So just for educational purpose, if you go to this website and you see that they have more than 10 million visitors per month, and every visitor goes to roughly 5 pages. That means 50 million page views per month. Let's say the RPM is between $6 and $20. Let's say it's 10. You have 50 million page views divided by 1,000 times $10. Then theoretically, this could be the monthly revenue of wordunscrambler.me. And again, I want to state that these numbers are for educational purpose only. You're not guaranteed to make this amount of money when you're going to do this project. And before, you needed a lot of time and a lot of people to create websites like these, but thanks to the rise of AI, it has become a lot easier. That's why I'll show you in this tutorial how you can create a similar website with the use of AI. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a chat conversation with an AI tool. I'm going to use Hostinger Horizons in this tutorial. So Hostinger Horizons will help us to go from an ID to a fully functional website, and you also get a free domain with it. And I want to be very clear from the beginning. Making these websites are super simple thanks to AI, but getting traffic on it, that's the hard part. That takes time and effort. So this is not a get rich quick video. No, if you're really serious and you want to go all in, then this tutorial can help you to build something that in the long run can be really lucrative for you. But as I said, it's hard work and you need to persevere. So I give you the knowledge you need, and then it's up to you to take action. So what I will show you in this tutorial is how to go from an ID to a fully functional website, how to prepare it for monetization so you can start to make money with your website. And then most importantly, we're gonna discuss ways to get visitors to your website. So if you're ready, then let's get started. So in order to create our own utility site, we go to ferdy.com/HH, that stands for Hostinger Horizons. I hit enter, or you can click on the link in the description or in the first comment. And then you go to this page, launch your ID today. I click on view plans, but before I do that, I want to tell you that there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you somehow don't like the service, you can get your money back, no questions asked. And I click on view plans. I want to go with the starter plan, why I get a free domain for a year and I can get up to 25 websites up and running. So after my first project, which I will show you in this tutorial, I can create a second project and the third one, I can link them with each other and that way start building something that can generate me money. So I click on select plan and I can give you some extra discount. So I click over here, have a coupon code. I fill in Ferdy. I click on apply and I get extra discount. By default, you get this for 12 months. You can also decide to go for 1 month, but then you don't get a free domain. I click over here, 12 months. We'll talk about a domain later. I click on continue. I need to register. So I fill in an email address and I create a password and then I click on register. Okay. I fill in my first name, my last name. My phone number is not necessary. I need to fill in my address and then I click on continue. Then there are a few payment methods. I can pay with credit card, with PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay. I choose credit card, so I fill in my details over here. And then I click on submit payments. Congrats, your journey begins. Now I click on get started. Now we are here at Hostinger Horizons. What do you want to create? Now we're going to have a conversation with Hostinger Horizons. So what I want to create, I'll just say that I want to create a platform where people can fill in random letters and the platform gives all the possible words you can create with those letters. I will use it for people that are playing the game Word Void. Give it a light, clean layout and make sure that when people enter the website, at once they can start typing the letters. So as soon as people open the website, automatically the field is already opened. You can just have to type, you don't have to click on it. I want to make it as easy as possible for people. I hit enter And let's see what it will come up with in the first try. You can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, make this prompt even better. And then it can do it for you. I want to show you how you can do it by just having a conversation with Hostinger Horizons. Now it will show you what will happen. You can even have a tour if you want to. This is where you see what is going on. So right now you see the code has been written. Here we can ask for changes. And we can do that over here. We see what it's building right now. We can switch between modes, preview, data, and code. So we can also adjust the code if you want to. Well, that's something I definitely don't want to do. We can publish our project, add a free domain. We can go to other projects in our account or take a look at project we can use as a template. And we can get support from AI assistant named Cody. So now I have to wait until the first version will appear over here. So I'll be back with you when that is the case. This can take a few minutes. So here is the first result. It decided by itself that it's called Word Finder. Find words from your letters. Enter any combination of letters and discover all possible words you can make. Well, by default, it's already selected. So let me type in a few random words. And at once, I see the total words, unique letters, and the longest word, that's 5 letters. So if I add a few more, I can even have a word of 7 letters. So look at this, found 175 words. It started with the longest word, default. So from the words I've written over here, the word default can be written, detail, failed. So this is super cool. Let's take a look at the website, the word unscrambler, not me. I have a rule for myself. I learned it from someone else 10 years ago, or be the first one, or be the best one. This has been so helpful for me in anything I'm doing, because a lot of times I'm not the first one. I'm not the first one who started making tutorials on how to create WordPress websites. That was Tyler Moore. So instead of being the first one, I try to be the best one. With all respect to all my competitors, I try to go that extra mile. So if I see this word over here, or this website over here, my question is, how can I make it better? How can I serve the people that visit my website even more than people are being served on this website? So far it looks quite similar in what you can do. There's a big button, search for word. I can click on it, but I also automatically, what I like, if I type the same words over here, nothing happens yet. Now I need to unscramble it. And then it finds 2 words. All those words over here. What I like over here is that you need to scroll in order to find other words. Then people click on the advertisement. And when you click on it, people, the website maker makes money. So that's a good thing. If I would categorize all the words based on the amount of letters, because right now we see everything below each other. So let's start with that. And after that, I continue with my conversation, what I was telling about making it better. We're gonna do our best to make it better. And I'm gonna give you ideas how you can make your project better. So what I will say, for the sake of the advertisements, right now it says 152 words. Categorize all words with the same amount of letters into a new area below the area above. So a container with all 7 word letters, then a container with all 6 word letter, 6 letter words. I mean 7 letter words. I hope this is encouraging for you, that even people with whom English is not the first language can create things like these. So why I want to place Google Adsense codes in between those areas. Can you create placeholder ads so I can see how that will look? So I asked 2 things: to categorize all words with the same amount of letters, so 7 words, 6 words, and then in between place advertisements. And I want to do that in the future in this tutorial. So already create those placeholders so I can see how it will look. And that's how we're gonna make our website better step by step. So what else do I see? can be that when you're doing word void, that there are already letters on the board. So it can be that you have letters for yourself, but there's also a letter that's already on the board and that needs to be included. So over here, there are options. Select the dictionary. It must include, so if there's a letter Q on the board already, and I need to work with that one, I can include that one. I can also say start with this letter and end with this letter. So, or these amount of letters. So in that way, you can get more freedom because sometimes on the board, there is one letter R. Then there are two letters, ER. So I can say it needs to start with an R and it needs to end with ER. And then in between, it must include this. So there are a lot of options over here. I want to add the same. Over here, we have dictionaries. Well, I have an idea how I can make this website way better than this website. I hear a sound, so that means I've been talking enough. Again, it's already active from the first moment on. So let's do a few letters. The longest word is 5 letters. So awesome. Advertisement. Advertisement. This is so cool. I like this. I really like this. This was so hard in the past. You need to hire people to make this. It took time for people to develop it. Now we can do this without me even knowing how to work with codes. So I can click on enter and then I see it over here. So here we're going to place our Google advertisements, which are based on the interest of the people that visit my website, because Google knows what they're interested in. So that will make the chance bigger that they will click on things. So the more letters or words people want to watch, the more advertisements they see. Awesome. Now, again, over here, I want to have 3 other options and I want them to be visible. So I say, give people the option to make one specific letter mandatory to be included, my best English, and the option to have a prefix and a suffix so they can place letters over there that could be on the word void board already. Let's see if it figures out what I mean. And I have not included how it should be displayed, so it will come up with something by itself. Let's see how that will look. In the meantime, right now it's called Word Finder. What we can do, we can go to ChatGPT. I say I am making an unscrambler website where people can fill in random letters and I will show them which words they can create with it. Give me a cool name for this website and create a logo with a transparent background for me. PNG, please. I used the pro version of ChatGPT. So already for years, I don't know what can be done with the free version and what can be done with the pro version. So I'm just stating it. I hope you can create something similar using the free version of ChatGPT. Word with Unscrambler. Make the logo more plain, simple, simplistic, and make it more horizontal. There you go. Find words from your letters. So let's say I have these letters. No words. Okay, that's better. I say it must include an A. So it says awake, award, aware, false, later. So it doesn't have to be the first word. But if I say it needs to start with a prefix of A, then what you'll see, it only uses letters or words with the letter A at the beginning. If I say, so let's this end with RE. So if I say over here RE, then only the word aware with 5 letters is shown and R. And then in between, we still have those advertisements. So I really like this. So as I said before, I want to make things better than they are at this tool. Be the first or be the best. I'm not the first. So here it's talking about a dictionary. I'm thinking about different languages. So over here, I want to have a big flag. At the right top header area, I would like to see a flag of the language that is used. When people hover over that flag, they can choose a different language. Include the 10 most popular languages in the world and include Dutch. I'm Dutch, I'm from the Netherlands. So let's see what it will do. I've been taking a look at the header or the logo. I really don't like it. So what I can do, I can go to Google. Let's search for flat logo, images. Okay. Oh, the quality. Yeah, that's better. I save it. I bring it to the desktop and over here I click on it and I say, make the logo way simpler. Something like in the attachment. A few word colors, not too much hassle. I don't know even if hassle is the right word, but this is how I roll. It's creating an image. Over here, it's working on the website. Awesome. Let me close this. This is so much better. So I download this. I open it. I wonder if the background is yeah, this. So what I do, command click, crop, save for web, PNG, Word, Whiz. Okay. Well, there we go. I can change to Netherlands, voer your letters in. And that's Dutch for place your letters. So when I fill in letters, there are Dutch words. Dak, dik, hij, jij, wij, ik, ja. Super cool. So if I would go to Español and I fill in those words. Let's keep going. Tren. So that's not a Dutch word. It's not an English word. So I know it's working. In a lot of the languages, you can even say, hey, add all languages. But right now I'm happy with those. So if I switch back to English, this is English. So what I can do, if I want to, I can use this logo. So I can say, add this logo to the website and use the same colors of the logo in the website. Then I need to upload an image. I go to my logo and I click over here. And when that is working, I think the website is ready to get published. Right now, it is not published yet. So let me show you how you can publish it when this is finished. So now we have the logo over here. And if I go to a different language, people see at once that it is in a different language. So I really like how this looks. If we click over here, we can see it in a new tab on a full desktop screen. So if I type in some letters, 63 words, 4-letter words, advertisement, 3-letter words, etc. So if I close this, I can click on publish over here. Congrats, your site is live now on a temporary domain. So if I click over here, it looks like this, .hostingersite.com. And if I type in some letters, see an update over here with everything that is possible with the advertisements in between. But I don't like this. I'm not going to send people to this. That does not look professional. But we get a free domain name. So in order to get a free domain name, I click over here and I can search for a free domain name. Well, I can use ChatGPT for this. Give me 20 domain IDs for this logo. Preferably .com, but I am also open to other IDs. Wordwizzy.com. Of course, I can change the logo later. So let's see if what is available. It's available. Wordwizzy. Next. Sometimes I think if people can get used to 50 cents or Nickelback, then they can also get used to word Wizzy. So I need to register this domain. So I fill in my details over here. They're already filled in. My phone number. And then I click on register. Finishing your domain registration. I need to verify my email address. Otherwise, within 14 days, my server will not be online anymore. I click on continue. Domain is connected, but it needs time to fully work. It will take up to 24 hours, while most of the time it will take 10 minutes. So I will be back with you when our domain is live, wordwizzy.com. And we're all still within 30 minutes of working on this project. So it's now 5 minutes later. If we click over here, our website is live. A few things I want to say. I added a new logo. Why? Because we have another domain name than wordwiz.com, wordwizzy. So I renewed the logo and place it over here. I also place an advertisement over here. So if people don't fill in anything, they still see an advertisement. That's also what I see over here. If I refresh this, and what I also see is that this is taking a lot of space. So if I place a few letters over here, we don't see them. And since in a lot of cases people don't need this, I'll do the same as over here. So what I will say, make the search for words button smaller, align it to the right, and create a second button that draws less attention with the words. More options. When people click on more options, then the must include starts with and ends with will appear. Otherwise, not. Why? Because then in all cases you see the advertisement, and then at every single page view they can click on an advertisement they might be interested in. So the adjustments are made. This is the website. We can fill in our letters over here. And when we have not done that yet, this is not clickable. That's cool. I can click on options and then I will see this. So both for a computer screen and for a mobile, I will see the advertisement at once. So let me go to my phone. First, let me go to wordwizzy.com. There you go. I see the advertisement at once. If I would go to Word Unscrambler, I see the same thing. Options, some text below, and then the advertisement. And all over here, I see the advertisement, so that's a good thing. I can type in my words. I see the results, the advertisements over here. I can change the language. So I think this is amazing. What I can do, I have multiple websites made with hosting horizons. For instance, the mortgage calculator, Calcu Mortgage, made with the same principles I'm teaching you in this tutorial. I can get this link and then I can go over here and say, add a link in the header to the mortgage calculator. This is the link. So what I can do, if I start to create multiple projects with hosting horizons, different kind of calculators, evergreen products was an evergreen product. It's a product that can be used the whole year long, also in 10 years. In 10 years, people also want to unscramble words, see how much people are making per minute, per hour, per day, calculate how much mortgage they're paying, how much interest they're paying, how much less they would be paying if they would pay off $1,000 every single month. So what you see at calculator.net is that there are so many different tools over here. So a BMI calculator, mortgage calculator, as you see over here. And we can also make all those tools using Hosting Horizon. And then if they link to each other, that will be good for the search results. So that's why I decided to go with this link. So now there's the mortgage calculator. If I click on it, I go to the website so I can link towards other websites that I've created. And in that way, do something similar as with calculator.net with all those other links. So I can create 25 projects with this subscription I have. So for now, I'm happy with how this looks. I click on publish, publish the changes, and then it becomes time to monetize our website, to replace the placeholder advertisements with real advertisements. So before we're going to do that, we need to make sure that our website is in compliance with all the rules of Google AdSense. So instead of figuring out every single thing I need to do, what I will do, I will say over here, make our website compliant with Google AdSense. Add the legal pages, the right information, and add some content below the example words on the page about what word void or Scrabble, I don't know if Scrabble is an English word, we call it Scrabble in Dutch in the Netherlands, is and how it can help you to enjoy yourself or even train your brain. Make a nice story and include some keywords that are related to word void. Because if your website doesn't have any text, then there's a chance your website will not be approved by Google AdSense. And that's why you see over here, there is some text. What is the use of word unscrambler? How to use advanced position? How does it work? So I could also say, hey, explain how this can be worked, explain the options. So that's a good thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to monetize our website. So the newest version has all the legal pages in it. Let me refresh it. The mortgage calculator, the privacy policy, terms of service. Awesome. Now, if you don't have an AdSense account, I just made a new tutorial on how to create an AdSense account. You can find it over here. And if you already have an AdSense account, you can continue over here. Let me close this. I go to adsense.google.com. If you have set up everything, which you can see on the other tutorial on AdSense, then you can click on sites. Then I click on new site, add a site. The website is WordWizzy. I paste it, I save it. And now I need to place this AdSense code in my website. And that is super hard to do. So from this point, I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just kidding. That was a weird joke. So what I will do, I will copy this code. Then I'll go to Horizons and I say, place this Google AdSense code in the header. I paste it, I hit enter, and I wait until Hostinger has done that. Keep in mind, when you make adjustments, it's not automatically displayed over here. I still need to publish it, and then let me show you how it works. It says done. We've added the Google AdSense script in the header. Okay, then I click on publish the changes. That's really important. Otherwise, it's not pushed to the live website. And now that will be done. And when it is done, I go back to Google AdSense, and then I say I've placed the code, and then I click on verify. But let's first wait until we see that it is published. So right now it says the site has been updated. So over here I can click on verify. It's verifying my site. My site is verified, so it knows that it's connected with me, that I'm the owner. It's not like it's accepted already to place advertisements on it, but it's verified that I am the owner. Next, request a review. We reveal the site to check if it complies with AdSense program policies. And if you want to learn more about it, you can read those. Those are super important because if you don't do this, your website will not get accepted. And I'm not sure if they become more strict after the first time. I'm not sure. Just make sure that you comply with everything and then click on request review. So now manually the review will be done for wordwizzy.com. And then when it's accepted, I will get notice of that, and then advertisements can be placed on that. But in the meantime, I can close this. I can go to ads by site, by ad unit, or global settings. Well, I can do it for my personal website or my website, WordWizzy. Right now it's auto optimized, so automatically it will place advertisements wherever it pleases. So if we want to take a look at that, we can click over here. Now it will scrape our website or check how our website looks and how it would look if the advertisements are placed over there. So right now, auto ads is off. So it looks like this. On a desktop, it looks like this and if I would type something, then more advertisements will appear. So if I would turn on auto ads, how would that look? Look at this. Over here, there will be an advertisement. Well, that's too much for me. So if I don't like that, I can get rid of that area. So it's excluded. I know this one is excluded. Over here one appears. Over here is another one. And then if I start typing over here right now, I cannot try it because it's not renewing the website. But then more advertisements would appear. That's one of the ways. And for mobile, I can do the same. If I turn it on, I can say I don't want to have this one. So it's excluded now. And then if I want to apply this, then I click on apply to site. But what I also can do, I can turn this off. I can place auto optimize. So then it will totally decide for itself where those ads will appear, when they will appear. Well, then your website becomes quite spammy, if you ask me, with a lot of advertisements. Maybe you make more money, but I also think it's important for the viewer to have a great user experience. So I prefer not to do this. I go back to ad settings and then I will turn on auto ads and then apply it to the site. Apply now, save it, and it can take up to an hour until it will appear. So that's the first way. The second way is by ad unit. Here we can decide manually where ads should be displayed. So if I turn this off again, let's do that. I go back to ads by unit. This is what I even prefer. So I will go for display ads. I can go for a horizontal one. Those are two examples. I can call this one below button. It can be responsive. I create the ad and this is what I prefer. Copy this. Now I go to hosting horizons and I say, get rid of the placeholder ad below the buttons and replace it with this area. This is a Google Adsense unit code. And I paste the code, hit enter. Keep in mind that our website is still in the process of being accepted. So there's a chance that you don't see this, but then when your website gets approved, those units will appear. So as you see, it doesn't appear over here yet. Let me publish it. Go back over here. I click on done. Now I want to create another one. I call this one first ad and I can make it square. Create. Okay, I copy this. I say after people search for words, display this ad first, and after that this one, and below that show one time the first code and the other time the second code. So let me grab the second code, Google Ads. Okay, done. And then I select another one. I call this one second ad. That one is horizontal. Create. And then I copy this. I paste it and I hit enter. So now what will happen when people have a lot of words and they see 7-letter words, 6-letter words, the first time they get a square one or a horizontal one, the second time square one, horizontal one. So all based on this script. So now we have to wait until our website is accepted so we can start to display ads on our website. It's now a day later, and if you get accepted with Google AdSense, then your website should look something like this. I go to my website, wordwizy.com. Welcome to WordWizy. We need to consent this from Google, otherwise we cannot display the ads. There's the first advertisement, and now if I type in a few letters, and I scroll down, look at this. There is the first advertisement after the 6-letter words. The second one, the third one. Whoa, a lot of 4-letter words. The fifth one, the sixth one. So now when people click on this, we make money. And when you get more visitors, then it's better to change it to RPM, because then you get paid per 1,000 eyeballs on an advertisement. Right now, it's better to go for the clicks. In the beginning, that can be more lucrative. So what's next? Well, this of course should not be the end, because we have no visitors. We need to get visitors. And this is the part, actually, so far, I think, maybe you agree. Let me know if you want to. I think this was pretty easy. We had an ID, we created it, and now I think it's amazing what you can do with AI. But now we are accepted, and now we need visitors, and then our business can really start. Of course, we're not gonna make $500,000 per month within a few months, I assume. If that's the case, you can quit your job and start doing this full time. But now it's a matter to make sure we get more visitors. So let me show you the first way. Well, the first thing I would like to do, I would like to take a look at wordunscrambler.com and see what it has. It has this tool, it has the advertisement, the information. We have same homepage. Here are other pages. Ooh, so they have more pages. Word solver, Wordle solver, sitemap. So we click on the sitemap and look at this. These are all the pages that wordunscrambler.me has. So there are a few blog posts. Top 10 tips to play Jenga. I don't know what it has to do with Word Unscrambler, but it's working. They're really high in the search results. Word unscramblers, word descramblers. So if I say love, it will unscramble it into something else. What else can you do with these words? So ambassador. No. Okay. Why? Why did I do this? But there's an advertisement again. And if I click on it again, there's a new eyeball. So every time they refresh, they make money. So I can go over here also to sitemap. They have articles, word unscrambler, word generators. Look at this Wordle wording starting with an A. This is super important. So the first thing, do what the successful people or websites do. Words starting with an A. So what I can do, I can go to Horizons and then I can say, create a page for every letter of the alphabet. Imagine every page is a fishing rod. One page means one fishing rod in Google. If you have 1,000 pages, you have 1,000 fishing rods. You can catch more fish, or Google can catch you. Wow. That's the highlight of this video, that Google can catch you since your page is a fishing rod. Oh, that's deep stuff. I'm gonna cry, then I come back. It's now 10 minutes later. In the meantime, our website is renewed. So now we can click over here. Oh, able, baby. I love it. Those are my fishing rods. I love it how it is displayed. So now we have 26 extra pages. What else? Words ending with a certain letter. So it understood the assignment. Words starting with A till Z, words ending with A to Z. If I refresh this, voila. There you go. Okay, what else? I could write blog posts like here. So I can say, write 10 blog posts. So right now I see we have blog. We can search articles, certain categories, click on it, and then we see the blog post. Really nice. If you want to, you can say, hey, add featured images to all those things, or change the name Elena Rostova to something else, or remove it. I would remove it. So you can all do that by now. You know how to do that. Before we continue, we want to measure how many visitors we get. So in order to do that, I go to Google Search Console. Click over here. If you haven't have an account, you can start now. I already have an account. In order to add a new website, I click over here. I add a property by clicking here, and that is wordwizzy.com. I click on continue. Okay, what I will do, I will do something in the DNS record, and I will show you exactly how to do that so it doesn't have to be hard. I go to hostinger.com I click over here. Then I go to domains. Over here, WordWizzy. I need to verify my email address, otherwise this can be suspended in 2 weeks. Then I click on manage. Then I go to DNS name servers. Then I go to the overview over here. I copy this code. Then I go to the DNS. And over here I change type to txt. I paste the value I just copied from Search Console and I click on add record. DNS record created successfully. Now we have to wait for a few minutes and then I click on verify. This may take a minute. It failed because it takes some time before this will be okay. So I click on okay and I'll test it again in a few minutes and you'll be a witness. So I'll be back with you in a few minutes. It is now 10 minutes later. Let's verify it again. If it doesn't work, I don't know what to do. Yes, now I know what to do. I continue with the tutorial. Ownership verified. Done. So I go over here to, where are you? WordWizzy. So what we can see over here is how many pages are indexed in Google, how many people are searching for certain terms, and how many times our website is shown in the search results, and how many times people click on the search results of our pages, the pages in the search results. Do you understand what I mean? So people click on our website in the search results when they search on a certain term. So now we need to continue to make sure we get more traffic. But the great thing is from now on, we can measure things, and measuring things in the world of websites is so important. If you don't measure anything, you don't know what you're doing. So we need to measure things, and that is what we can do with Google Search Console. So now it's a matter of getting more traffic to our website. Well, let me show you another way on how to get more traffic to your website. That is through a phone. Yesterday, I filmed my wife who's playing Word Void. So what I can do, I can make a video. Let me show you how. Let me show you how I would do this. I'm playing Word Void with my wife and she keeps beating me. So look at this. I found a website that can help me. I stop recording. I start recording again. I go to wordwizzy.com. And now I take a look at all the letters I have in my Word Void. I know I can do the word garage. Now I can finally win. And then afterwards, of course, I will say that I cheated. And then she falls in love with me again. And everything that will happen after that is something I will not share with you. So that's how you can enhance your relationship with your wife. That's one of the things you can do. Make a video, try to make it fun, place it on the internet, make people curious. And then really simple, what I do, ChatGPT, how to create high retention shorts about a website that you want to promote. ChatGPT has all the data and then can get ideas. So this one was trying to be the funny one, make people curious. It's about storytelling. Like, hey, my wife and I are playing a game. I can't beat her, so I found a solution. Maybe people recognize that and then they can go to the website and win from their partner. Say something unexpected in the first second. Then show the problem. My wife keeps beating me with this game. I could also say my wife keeps beating me and then do something like that. Be creative. Show the problem. My wife keeps on winning with Word Void and maybe she starts thinking that I'm dumb. Now I have a solution. I go to the website and then the payoff. Look at this. Now I found that I can use the word garage. I can enter that. I can make more points and I can win. Yes. And then she's happy with me. She's proud. And then I can tell her the honest truth, like, hey, I cheated, blah, blah, blah. And this is a matter of playing around. As I said in the beginning of the tutorial, it's hard work. Until this point, it was easy. Now we need to make content. We need to do anything we can in order to get more visitors to our website, because it can be an exponential curve. All of a sudden, Google sees, hey, this website is valuable. As soon as people go to your website, Google sees how long they are sticking. And if they see, hey, people are sticking longer on this website, then you will be ranked higher. And there's a big difference in being number 5 or being number 1, a really big difference. What I also could do in my video is telling that I am playing word void in Dutch, because then I have an advantage on WordUnscrambler.me, because I can do this in multiple languages, as you see over here. And since we're here, there are more shorts. I discovered a boring website making thousands of dollars every day, and all it does. That's what I can do if I would like to promote my tutorial instead of the tool itself. So I can literally ask, I want to get more visitors to wordwizzy.com. It's a word unscrambler tool. How can I make shorts to get more traffic? Do you have IDs with a D at the end? Doesn't matter. Don't create shorts that say, hey guys, visit wordwizzy.com. Can you beat WordWizzy? I bet you can find 10 words in 5 seconds. Then place those words, count down. WordWizzy found 27 words. Trace, cater, create, react, create. Let's try a harder one. So it says people naturally stick. Daily challenge series. This could become a recurring series. Day 1 of impossible word challenge. Show the word, pause, then most people only find 4. WordWizzy found 34. Some nice ideas. Then you need to edit those videos, or record them, then edit them. And if you want to learn exactly how, then go to YouTube, or even better, go to Ferdy.com and search for affiliate marketing. YouTube affiliate marketing. So I teach you how to create tutorials that I'm making right now. So if you want to learn how to do that, you can do that. Those what you saw were the affiliate revenue 411,000 through Google Adsense, the tool I'm using in this tutorial. And then over here, I'm showing you how to edit videos. But later on, I'll show you how to create shorts. You can also click over here. Then you go to the YouTube tutorial itself. You can go to the description. And then over here, step 4, step 5, create a blog post, create a short, 4 point.
That's the reason why I create shorts, and that's why I want my shorts to be amazing. So the first thing I want to do, notes.
Prepare the short, record the short, edit the short, publish the short. That's what I will talk about in this part of the tutorial. So as I said before, now it's a matter of taking action. And now let me tell you something that is super valuable. It has helped me a lot. Winners never quit, quitters never win. If you decide to go all in, you give it your all. It can be that you don't get the results that you're looking for. You can continue to go, and if something really doesn't work, you can try something else. When I created my first YouTube tutorial, it was not an overnight success. So I created a second tutorial, a third one. The third one went viral, and it helped me to boost my YouTube channel. So that's how I approach life. I go all in. I think this is a really good idea, what I've created. I go all in. I'm gonna do my best to make more traffic, make videos. If it somehow doesn't work, keep learning from other people. Read books about becoming successful, about perseverance, about discipline, and then figure out something new. The more books you read, the more ideas you get. Read some biographies of successful people. If you want to be successful, it is possible, but it's really important that you don't give up. So that was it. Now it's time to take action. Good luck with that. If you really want it, you should go for it. And I always believe what you put in something is what you get out of it. That's what I've done with YouTube 10 years ago. I decided I go all in. Whatever happens, I will continue to make tutorials until it becomes a success. Now it is a success. My favorite word, one of my favorite words is this one, perseverance. That's why I also like the movie The Founder, even though he's not ethical in everything, but he goes for something. And people that do that, they achieve great things. Steve Jobs said, the people are crazy enough to think they can change the world are usually the people who do so. So be creative. Think about how great your life can be when you persevere, when you give it everything. Let's say you start to make money, $2,000 per month with it. That will be a huge achievement. And from that moment on, continue to do what you're doing, and then it can increase like crazy. Keep on thinking about how can I offer value to other people. That's what you see with the Unscrambler tool. It's helping people. That's what you see with the calculator websites, with the BMI calculators, with the mortgage calculators. You're helping people. You're solving problems for them. And when you do that, people stick. Google will rank you higher because the focus of Google is helping people with the best information possible. So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you want to learn more, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like the video if you think it was helpful. Let me know what you think of this. And then I wish you the best of luck. God bless you. He loves you. And I see you in the next video or not. Ciao.